My final last question, Niranjan Bhai. Imagine you and I were doing this discussion in 2030, 9 years hence from today, on a Saturday evening. Would we be able to reflect back and say that look how long way we guys have come in, and we can compare ourselves in real estate today in India to what Singapore has been able to achieve in terms of quality of construction, in terms of transparency of construction, in terms of maturity of the financial markets for real estate, in terms of the volumes that are delivered, or you think we'll still not be able to reach that level in the next 9 years?
Uh, the bottom of the pyramid has to be taken care of in a very structured social ideas with thought processes of how that sector can be catered off. The private sector can cater for maybe 20% of the entire total demand in the next
Mhm.
5 to 9 years. The bottom of the pyramid, unless some real changes do not take place, I don't know how they are going to be able to cater for 50% of the population living in jhopatpattis in India. But I do believe that there's going to be a completely new city created, let's say, out of Mumbai. So the entire city will move northwards. You will get a city right from Panvel to Karjat, the new airport coming, the cross harbor bridge coming, new infrastructure being created. All these things are going to have. So the old city, which is Mumbai city and suburbs, in 2030 will be a yesterday place. And there will be a brand new places which will be created both for the people at the affordable housing segment, and the premium segment. All the three new segments will be created in newer places. And this place, marginal redevelopment will take place 10 years from today. So you have to create brand new cities with brand new infrastructure that will happen in 2030. And we will obviously move northwards to do it. The connection is already started, and huge developments will take place. So we can definitely create enough housing for everything. The infrastructure of the city has to move in that direction long enough and strong enough for the purposes of doing it. And second, there will be another sector of real estate developers who will be at a very low margin of business, be able to do the business of business that will take place for the purposes of it. So they may not look like very things, but they could be large companies which will be there, which will be more contractual, product-driven creative business, which will work on efficiency of construction and lowering of costs and others, which will do mass construction. And they will also become very profitable. Just like the top-end developers of today, there will be mass developers of tomorrow who will be doing 50,000 apartments a year, 1 lakh apartments a year, which will do it. The margins will be very small, but the construction will be there. So we'll need an entire new category of developers, so to say, who will take up that type of activity to do mass construction, analogous to what has happened in China, which took place and created a large amount of mass housing that took place in the bottom end of the pyramid for the purposes of doing it. And but it will happen for sure, because there's no alternative. People expect it to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll feel sorry that the people still have to live in jhopatpattis. So when you have an alternative, Anuj, why not we work towards that direction and be able to do it? And there'll be a lot of youngsters who will take up that end of the pyramid, who will do production-oriented real estate business, which will be just mass housing, and the government will have to make a master plan to do that.
Very interesting, Niranjan Bhai. I'm sorry that we've just run out of time. There are so many more questions still left to ask you, and particularly the last one that you said was phenomenal. That we will have cities, we will have new cities. Between whether it's Panvel to Karjat, given the quality of infrastructure that has come in. These will be brand new cities over the next 10, 15, 20 years. And, perhaps these cities will cater to that mass housing. And you're so right. In China, that's what these developers do. It is not necessarily that per square feet they make the maximum return. It's just on a dollar basis they have a huge amount of profits, not necessarily as a percentage margin, which is a thing that we may see in India, both the categories of those developers. Thank you, Ranjan Bhai. Just a quick summary. We're going to see consolidation continuing. Hopefully, millennials will come in once we're on the other side of this consolidation. Gender diversity in the past wasn't there. We're hoping that as the market, as this industry sector becomes cleaner, as the name, becomes a little bit more cleaner, we will have more women joining in. Capital requirement, like you said, is to the next generation is going to be something that you need to be careful with. Regulatory compliance. Above all, you need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about the product that you're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. And lastly, as you said, is that we may see a two-tier market. One, which is the high-end developers who will work on a pure percentage, very high percentage margin, and another who's going to be really looking at volumes and bringing in efficiency in delivering those volumes. Thank you very much, Ranjan Bhai. It's been absolutely a pleasure, speaking with you.